My name's Kim Castor. I'm director of the Survivor Advocacy Program. So we serve student survivors of sexual assault, dating and domestic violence, and stalking. We provide different types of advocacy, whether it's medical advocacy, legal advocacy, institutional advocacy, academic advocacy, for students who are experiencing interpersonal violence. And we have a 24-hour crisis line that we operate where if a student presents to the hospital for a sexual assault exam, we will respond at any time of the day or night and accompany them throughout that process.
And my name is Matt Hall, and I'm the Assistant Director of Health Promotion, particularly for prevention education, bystander intervention, and healthy masculinity programming. And so within my role, I oversee all of our workshops around violence prevention, sexual violence or power-based personal violence, bystander intervention, and the scope of where that's appropriate. And then finally we do the Vanguard program, which is a men and masculinity mentoring program that's open to all male-identified students. Within health promotion on a larger scale, we do sort of public health work across a variety of wellness topics, which includes alcohol safety, tobacco, drugs, recovery, sexual health, and peer education. So we have two peer education groups. The first is Power Gamma, which does a wide spectrum of public health programming. And then we have the group that I supervise, which is the Better Bystander organization. And they do programming and workshops around power-based personal violence and bystander intervention. That's a really important question, and I have a two-pronged answer for that. The first prong revolves around harm reduction strategies, and the second prong revolves around bystander intervention. So if we think about harm reduction, this is the idea where we want to be thinking about and actively encouraging our friends to make plans, essentially. You know, go out in groups, come back in groups. Don't set your drink down unattended, things like that we discuss a lot, particularly for first year students in the Choices program and Alcohol EDU. Basically, things that we can do ourselves to keep ourselves safe. But additionally, there are important elements of this that surround bystander intervention. So if you see something, say something. So if you're at a fest and you see something that gets your gut, like someone drinking too much or someone putting something in someone's drink, actively intervene. And we have the 3D model of bystander intervention, where if you see something that's getting your gut, you can be direct and intervene directly, either by checking in and seeing if everything is okay, or being a little more confrontational and sharing your concern. You can delegate, which is the second D, to someone else who might be better suited to intervene, or you can just create a distraction to diffuse a situation and allow people to separate and get out of the high pressure situation or high risk situation before it escalates to something that might be violent or problematic. Yeah, absolutely. So the Better Bystanders is the Health Promotions Office's second peer health education group, and again, they specifically do programming around power-based personal violence prevention and bystander intervention. And if that is something that you're interested in doing education about for your peers, we do recruit every semester, and that does involve a one-semester training class on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 12 to 1:20, and there's an application and interview process, but we're always looking for new folks who are interested in joining. And as part of that, we as an office will pay for you to take a national certification exam so that you can be a nationally recognized peer educator. And then, just as an aside, we do know that peer education is really important for prevention across a wide variety of health topics. And folks on campus are more likely to listen to and understand their peers presenting this information than a staff member. So we really rely on our peer educators, and they do great work. And we'd love to have folks who are interested contact us and get involved.
So Survivor Advocacy Program recently began a student organization as well called the Ambassadors for the Survivor Advocacy Program. So they call themselves ASAP for short. And they just began this semester, about the middle of this semester. And the goal is eventually for them to be structured somewhat similar to the Better Bystanders, in that they're doing peer health education about empathic response and self-care in regards to if a friend discloses an assault to you, how do you respond and support that friend, but also how to take care of yourself in the process, because we know that's something that can be very difficult for people to manage on their own. And they are also doing a lot of outreach and tabling events and different educational events for the survivor advocacy program. Since there's only myself and our advocate in the office full time, it's impossible for us to be everywhere and also be in the office providing services to the students that need us. So the ASAP student org has been really helpful in being around campus at different events for us. So they meet on Mondays at 5:15 in the Survivor Advocacy office, which is in Lindley Hall, room 034. And our graduate assistant, Mackenzie, is the one that is the advisor for the organization and has been taking the lead on that. So that's another way that students could get involved if interested. First and foremost, the student should believe them and not try to question their recollection of the events. Believe them and support them in that way. And then also, being aware of what resources are available. So if a student is reporting to another student, I would suggest bringing them to the Survivor Advocacy Program, where we can talk to them about their reporting options in a confidential space that doesn't lock them into any sort of reporting mechanism. They can come to us and talk about what different mechanisms might look like and how they want to move forward from that. The student that is being disclosed to also shouldn't try to play detective, shouldn't reach out to the alleged perpetrator and try to get more details than what their friend is willing to disclose, because then it becomes uncomfortable for all parties involved. And also just take care of themselves in the process, because it can be difficult if a friend is going through something like that. It's difficult for you to see your friend struggling, and so know that there's resources out there for you as well. And in the Survivor Advocacy Program, we gladly serve co-survivors or secondary survivors, so we would be more than willing to provide support to the friend that was disclosed to as well if they need that. So the Survivor Advocacy Program, we're located in Lindley Hall on the bottom floor. If you go through the bottom doors, it's kind of a maze to get back there, but it's that way on purpose. We're in a confidential space where people don't see who's coming in and out of our office all day. There is signs up wherever you are in Lindley that you can follow the arrows to get to our office. So we're there 9 to 5, Monday through Friday for drop-in, or you can always email survivor.advocacy@ohio.edu or call our crisis line 740-597-7233 to set up a time to come talk if you need anything, or if you just have questions about what we might be able to do to help you, or if you just need a safe place to come and get support and services. We'd be more than happy to be there.
And Health Promotion and the Better Bystanders are located in Baker Center 355, and you can reach us at bystander@ohio.edu or on social media at Ohio Bystander on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And if you are in a department or a club or an organization who would like to have a workshop on power-based personal violence prevention or bystander intervention, feel free to reach out to us or drop in, and we'd be happy to get that scheduled. Given that April is Sexual Assault Awareness Month, we are doing a lot of programming, but would love to visit your class or your club and put something on for you that is specialized to whatever role you play on campus.